My name is Brennan. I am 19 years old and I am from Baton Rouge, Louisiana. Growing up, I was raised in the church. I was very involved. My parents kept me very involved and I soon fell in love with it. I was on the worship team. I was a good student. I was in love with God. I fell in love with Him straight away. And I had went through some traumas in my life. And at the time, I was a teenager in high school and I was seeing what everybody else was doing, what all my friends were doing, and I wanted to be like them. I wanted to feel accepted because what I was doing, I was being called a Jesus freak. And I had every intention of doing all the things that they were doing. So I did that. And it put me in certain situations that I couldn't handle. And I turned to drugs, ran away from God wholeheartedly. I thought, why me? If I'm doing all this for God, why me? Why is this happening to me? God, I'm doing this. I am on the worship team. I am a good student. I am kind. I am doing everything for everybody. Why is this happening to me? And so I turned to drugs and went super far down that slippery slope. And I thought there was no getting out of the hole that I had dug myself. So I had met a friend while I was in treatment. And they had so much hope after everything that they had been through. And I thought I had been through the ringer. And when I met them and they still had so much joy in their life, even after everything had happened, they told me about the Nehemiah Project. And I then came here and was still using. I had no intention of actually doing this program full out. Just wanted it to look good on paper. It wasn't until March that I really found my love for Christ again and actually wanted to study it. And in that, I realized that the church that I was in was not a church that was glorifying God. It was very self-centered and it was why me, which is why when I went through those traumas, I resented God. I was very mad at Him, wanted nothing to do with Him, wanted nothing to do with that life anymore. But when I was in the Nehemiah Project, they were here to answer my questions. I learned so much, not just through the Nehemiah Project, but through the church that they have, the field, and their teachings and the way that they do things. They've been studying the book of Luke since I've been here. And just so in depth, I have learned so much more about God in just the book of Luke. And I thought, well, no, this is just one book. How can I learn so much through just one book? And here I am knowing more about who Christ is, knowing more about what He's done, not just for me, but for others around me, and that it's not just based on me and what God can do for me, but in so many other ways that I'm here to glorify Him, and He's the one that deserves all the glory, not me. So something I would say is, if you have had a relationship with God, or if you haven't, it's not too late to run back into His arms. It's not too late to want to get to know Him and how worthy He is of being glorified and how holy He is. It's not too late to be able to come back and say, God, I want to know You more.